Gonna do some jerk chicken tonight. I've had this jerk chicken marinating for a few days now. All that's in here, I've got, I think it's 4 boneless, skinless chicken thighs that I just trimmed up and then put some jerk marinade. Here's the jerk seasoning marinade that I used. I salted them on both sides and then put a couple of tablespoons of that seasoning in the bag and just let it marinate for a few days in the fridge. I'll be doing some rice and red beans and then also be doing mango salsa. I'll go ahead and start on the rice. Alright, so starting on the rice, I've just got a tablespoon of butter in a pan. Start that on some high heat. About a cup of rice. Alright, so what I got going on over here, I've got just a can of coconut milk that I just took the lid off already, and then I got a can of red kidney beans. I've got a cup of water and some chicken bouillon. So every time making rice, I'm just going to start off with the butter in the pan, just going to melt that and toast the rice until fragrant and until it begins to get translucent. So while this rice is beginning to toast, I'm just gonna go ahead and add in a little chicken bouillon for the seasoning. Already had a little bit in there, probably around a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons. I'm just gonna go ahead and season it this time just with the addition of the beans. And it's more of like an individual side dish rather than you actually serving the chicken like on top of it, which I guess you could do as well, but. So I just added in this full fat coconut milk. Adds a nice creamy texture and taste. Just go ahead and stir that and see if I can't get the coconut melted. I'll go ahead and add in a cup of water while that coconut is melting, and then I'll add in the can of beans. I'll give this a stir. This is still on, I had it on high heat and it's back down to medium right now, just while this is warming up. So after I added everything in, I'm just going to put a lid on it, and then I'm just going to turn it up just a little bit until it comes up to a boil, and as soon as it comes up to a boil, I will go ahead and turn it down to low, and it should cook for somewhere around 20 to 30 minutes. All right, so here's everything for the mango salsa that I'm going to serve on the side. These mango chunks are frozen. I'm just going to put these in the microwave to thaw. I'll use probably about a quarter of the red onion, 1 jalapeno, and just a little bit of cilantro, and then some lime juice would be good. I just realized that I don't have any, so I'm just gonna do it this way and then just have some seasonings in it. We'll add the seasonings after I get kind of everything prepped, and I'll show the assembly. So I'm not using a whole lot of mango here, but all I'm doing is just gonna cut these into slightly smaller pieces while they're still frozen and right before I thaw them. Obviously using fresh mango would be great for this one, but it's the middle of the winter, so fresh mango is not going to happen for us. So I got the mangoes thawed here. Just for this small serving of salsa, I'm just going to be using really just a little more than a sliver here. It's really, I guess, 2 slivers of this onion. And then I'm just going to try and dice this pretty small. So just a little bit of red onion here. And I've got just 1 jalapeno here. Just gonna try and take the ribs out of the jalapeno, majority of the ribs at least, doesn't have to be all of it, and then just a small dice. And I'll just take that jalapeno, add it over, and I'll get a little bit of cilantro. Just a few leaves should be fine, and then I'm just gonna try and bunch them up the best that I can, and just start with a chiffonade, and then just take that little bit of cilantro, just a few leaves. After the cilantro's in there, then I'll just come in with a few seasonings. All right, then with everything in here, I'm just gonna season with some salt, a little bit of chili powder, a little bit of ground cayenne, a little extra spice, just a hint of this. Mix everything up. All right, so just got the chicken here, and then all I'm gonna do is just put it down in the pan here. Got a pretty dark color just due to that jerk seasonings. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let those sear just on that one side, and then I'll flip them once I can start to see a little white around the edges. Just because the seasoning is a little dark, it's a little harder to see, but on some of these ones that are a little less seasoned, you can see that they're probably getting pretty close to being ready, so I'll go ahead and just turn those over. Here's the chicken. I just took it out of the pan and then just put a bowl over it just to let it rest a little bit. I temped everything before they came off and got them all to a temp of right around 160. And then I'm just gonna dice all this up just to serve. Right, and here's the finished plate. Here's got some jerk chicken, some rice and beans, and a little mango salsa. So should be a pretty good plate. So go ahead and enjoy that, guys.